Recent news has came out that could solve the Philadelphia 76ers' biggest problem on the roster at this moment. Last year, the Philadelphia 76ers went out, made a big-time swing in free agency, and signed Paul George to a max contract. He was thought to be the missing piece on the roster, the missing piece to the puzzle to drive the 76ers over the top. Everyone always said the Sixers didn't have a true wing, a legitimate scoring option wing to pair with Joel Embiid. They go out, they acquire Paul George, and he's supposed to be that guy, and the plan failed last year. But the Sixers have a golden opportunity this season to right that wrong in the NBA draft coming up. And that is with freshman wing out of Rutgers, 5-star recruit, number 2 recruit in the country coming out of college, Ace Bailey, officially declared for the NBA draft recently, and he could be the missing piece to the puzzle for this Philadelphia 76ers roster. And when I say that, the biggest hole on this team right now, and the biggest hole I think over the entire Joel Embiid era, has been that wing spot, that inability to fill that role. Whether it was a guy in the opportunity of drafting a person like Jason Tatum and instead taking Markelle Fultz and having that experiment fail. This is a chance to right all those wrongs and potentially get your wing of the future for the Sixers, with Ace Bailey declaring here he's a top 3 projected pick in the upcoming NBA draft. And as we know, this is a one-horse race at the top with Cooper Flagg, and then from there on out, it's kind of pick your poison. Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey are kind of in that 2 and 3, and then there's a whole slew of guys from that 4 to 10 range that are mix and match, whatever kind of player you prefer, whether it's talent, need, who you're looking for. But this is, when you look at the big board, this is the perfect type of player for the Sixers roster. At 6'10", his ability to score the basketball in a multitude of ways, from downtown, getting to the rim, over the top with lobs. He can score just about every way, and he adds size. For everyone that has been talking in the comments all over our videos about the Sixers need to add more size, more help to the front court, we get the best of both worlds here with the 6'10", 6'9", Ace Bailey. He's able to score, he's able to rebound, he has size, he gives you length on the perimeter as well, and is a perfect fit on this Philadelphia 76ers roster for the upcoming season if the Sixers are able to acquire him. So this is massive, massive news. 17.6 points per game in his freshman year at Rutgers, 7.2 rebounds, only 1.3 assists. Definitely has to work on his playmaking, I think, if he's going to take his game, to that next level, to that all-star type of player, to really kind of fulfill his ceiling. But he's got the ability to score the basketball that is not teachable, to put it quite frankly. He has talent that some guys just aren't able to roll out of bed and have. He has that ability, and that makes him a special player and a special fit on the Sixers roster. When you look at how it's constructed right now with the roster of Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, hopefully Quentin Grimes is back, obviously Joel Embiid and his health is the center focus, the center fold, and then Paul George. What are we going to get out of him? Who knows? But Ace Bailey can be the guy that kind of replaces that production of what we thought we were getting from Paul George, and maybe Paul George gives you, 75% of his old self, while Ace Bailey continues to develop and become the potential all-star that he could be. Ace Bailey is the perfect kind of plug-and-play person for this Sixers roster. Obviously, Cooper Flagg, as we talked about, is that 1-1. He is the ideal pick, but you're going to need to get the number 1 overall selection to get him. Ace Bailey, you could get pick number 2 or pick number 3 and have a very good chance at selecting him. So when it comes to Ace Bailey and his game, you kind of look at the statistics here. One of the red flags in his game right now, deep on the defensive end, not always kind of between the ears, but kind of plugged in and mentally there on the defensive side sometimes. If you watch his film, a lot of backdoor cuts on him, a lot of kind of guys getting loose and he's not paying attention. Because at Rutgers, he was asked to do a lot on the offensive end of the floor, and when you're a freshman and you're getting all this attention thrown at you, it's hard to kind of, fully live up to the hype, I think, at certain times. And especially for a Rutgers team that struggled and outside of Ace and Dylan Harper wasn't that good of a basketball team. It was a bit of an up and down type of season, but he has that kind of pop off the page talent, that pop off the page ability. And even watching him, I was at a game this season where Rutgers played Penn State. The shots really weren't falling for Ace Bailey, but he was attacking the glass hard. He was playing his behind off. He has that motor and he has that drive. And when you're able to kind of pair that with his raw ability, with his raw talent, that makes it, a pretty, not seamless transition, but a good bet that he's going to pan out in the NBA. Tough shot maker, and people will kind of fight back on that as well in terms of that's a red flag to your game if you're just making a bunch of tough shots, but that's a gift as well. Like, he's, once again, a freshman. He's going to get better at things. He's going to become a better shot creator. But in the meantime, if he's able to hit these, step back jump shots, these fadeaway jump shots, get by guys and go to the rim and finish with his length over the top, Those are things that you can't really teach at this young of an age. He's going to be able to develop counter moves and everything going forward to become a better overall basketball player, better overall scorer. But the rare ability to get this type of wing, where the Sixers have been looking for years, they thought they had in Paul George. Obviously, that didn't pan out. Paul George is still going to be on the roster, still going to be major part of the team going forward, at least next season. But you're not getting everything that you expected from him. That's where Ace Bailey can kind of come in and fill that gap, fill that void, and potentially be, one of your 4 or 5 best players on the roster as soon as next season. And when you look at the rest of the kind of big board, the other guys on this roster, on the draft chart, outside of Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey is by far your best pick. We could talk for days about whether you prefer to draft for talent, best talent available, need, a combination of both. But you look at that list of players, once it gets past Cooper Flagg and Ace Bailey, and I'm not sure why they have Bailey listed as a guard here. He's like a 6'9", 6'10" forward wing. You look at Malwatch from Duke. Outside of that, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, Kasper Siakachonis, Jeremiah Fears, Konkanipple. A lot of these top prospects that the Sixers are most likely going to have their eyes on are guards. So when it comes back to filling that void or the lack of success, to put it for lack of a better term, of what Paul George brought to the table, and when you're looking to draft a really talented player to fill a need, but also very, very talented as well, and can potentially grow into like your second or third best player, I think down the line, knock on wood, if Joel stays healthy and Tyrese Maxey continues to develop at his rate, Jared McCain continues to show the flashes that we saw to him, this is a very rare opportunity and the Sixers' ability to kind of fix one of the biggest mistakes. And I think it's an opportunity that Daryl Morey and the front office and Nick Nurse as well would be willing to jump all over. So when it comes back to Ace Bailey, kind of big picture thoughts on this player, on this prospect, he's got some stuff to work on for sure. He's not a perfect prospect. Cooper Flagg, not a perfect prospect as well. I'd argue Ace Bailey has an even higher ceiling than Cooper Flagg, and to get him at pick number 2 or pick number 3 could potentially be looked at as a steal down the line. He's just got stuff that you aren't able to teach week in, week out, day in, day out. Cooper Flagg right now, plug and play, much better option than Ace Bailey, I think, at the NBA level. Long-term future, though, if you're looking to secure that long-term wing, he's not going to be your guy, I think, that takes over for Paul George this season, but maybe next season he becomes kind of the guy, the scoring option on the wing, and that's what the Sixers need. Obviously, it would have been nice to have Paul George come in, have Joel be healthy, and be able to kind of just plug and play both those guys together and have the ability to go out there and compete for a championship this year. Obviously, that was not the scenario. Paul George is going to come back next year, hopefully better, hopefully healthier, and be able to contribute on the floor next year. But if you're still looking for that long-term wing, and you look at some of the top teams in the NBA right now, whether it's the Celtics with Jason Tatum on the wing, obviously, it's a guard-driven league as well, but like you got the Clippers with Kawhi on the wing. Like most of these top teams left in the playoffs have that elite wing, and the Sixers have never had that in the Joel Embiid era, and Ace Bailey has the potential to be that guy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a fan of Ace Bailey's game? Do you believe in his fit on the roster? In terms of what I'm kind of pitching here, the vision of him over Paul George, him kind of filling that void that Paul George left. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, please like, please subscribe. Let me know what you guys think as well with the other prospects. Are you team guard? Are you team big? Or are you team, Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, or bust at this point? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please, as always, drop a like, drop a subscribe. We'll talk to you next time here on Sixers Digest.